This is Leslie with Carpe Diem with Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a few crazy couple of weeks, and I have been like really pulled in every direction. So what I wanted to, talk with you guys about today is how we want to be nice, and we take abuse that we don't deserve. And we turn into just people pleasers. And because of that, we put ourselves in situations that we lose our voice and we lose our courage to say what's wrong, just say that you're not okay with something, and it's okay for you to say that. Sometimes we are afraid, like for example, at work, and this is all because of work. We take abuse from coworkers that we should have spoken way before the abuse started, or the indications or the red flags started popping up. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that because it really hit me. Yesterday I had a very good conversation with my boss, and I said what I've been wanting to say for a while. But let me turn the phone around so you guys can see the beautiful color. Yeah, the sun is shining today, and it was very cold this morning. I got up to about, I think it was like 27 degrees. And, now is, 50 with the sun shining. So, it turned out to be a nice day. I love it. So, how I talk about, that coworker that was just making my life miserable? Well, I worked with that person a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday for half a day. And, I just heard a bunch of drawers being open and closed and da-da-da. And I didn't put two and two together. So Monday I come in and that person is not there. And I'm like, where is that person? And I said, did that person called out? And they said, we don't know. Then Tuesday came in, and I'm like, well, that person is not here. So I ended up being told that that person quit. Sent an email on Monday, I think it was. Sent an email and said I'm not coming back. I quit, basically. Gave some very silly and stupid excuse, but now that person is not working there any longer, which is just, the whole office has changed. The atmosphere in the office, there is no drama, there is no walking on eggshells. Everybody's working really good together and getting along and having a good work day with no drama and no bitterness. And I truly believe, like I told my boss, I said, I truly believe that this person is bipolar, and this person it's a good candidate for bipolar medication, because there is no excuse and there is no reason to act the way that this person acted. So I had a little talk with my boss yesterday because of this person quitting. Now I have to put even more hours there, and I told him I would, and I am grateful that that this person is not there anymore. But at the same time, I told him, I said, you fostered that, the office atmosphere because you look the other way. I said that, how you put that person's needs and wants before, so you sacrifice 10 people just for one, to keep one happy. And he says, I know, but my heart is, I have, you come to a sad story to him, I guess you can get away with everything, but I couldn't just come with the sad story to him. I just told him like it is in an email, is my mental health is suffering. I am taking, medicine for that because of the way this office is. And I put it in an email because I wanted it in writing. But now that this person is not there, the office is so much calm. Oh my goodness, it's like night and day. But going back to what I started to say is that we shouldn't, suppress our voices when something is not right. I know that we may be afraid of losing our jobs if we open our mouth, but we have to have some type of strength within ourselves to say, hey, this is not right. I can't be treated this way. And ask whoever is in charge to do something or to address an issue, because it's not only, believe me, it wasn't only me that went to my boss and said, he knew. I just sent him an email, in like 2 years, I sent him 2 emails. I just took it. And like I said in my previous videos, I didn't touch it, so it wasn't mine. So I pretended that nothing was wrong. But at the same time, it was dreading being there with that person in the office. And so, but other people went to my boss and said, this is not right. Other people went there and complained and, let him know how things were. So that is done in that, my work area. But like I said, just have some strength to, have our voices heard when things are not right. Because then we become, we are people pleaser. We want everybody to get along and, everybody to be okay. And then we become, just doormats. And they just say and walk all over on oneself. For example, I know that I do have an accent. I am Hispanic after all. I'm a Latina. But this person will laugh at my accent sometimes. It's not pronouncing that word right. It's not like that, Leslie. And I was like, I didn't say anything. I just kept my mouth shut. And I said, yeah, I know I have an accent. It's all good. But I could have come out and say some things about their appearance that would have embarrassed that person the way that person was embarrassing me because of my accent. But I didn't. So I became, this person's doormat because I didn't open my mouth. And I think that I'm in a stage in my life that I have to open my mouth. I can't just continuing to be people's pleasers and pretend that it doesn't affect me. So the pretending is done. I'm just gonna voice my opinion and that's it. I don't want to lose my voice ever again in a work setting area. In a work setting, I don't want to lose my voice ever again. And I'm just glad that this, the work is good and I don't have to be walking on eggshells anymore, nor the rest of the office. But it's been crazy because then I have had to go there more hours, even work there overtime. And so my life has become very, very crazy because of that. I help my husband over the weekend with, with his business and doing payroll on Sunday afternoons. Then I am also involved in my local political party. I am very involved in that committee. So that takes some of my time. I am a member of my board member of my HOA, which that takes more time. And so I'm being pulled in a bunch of different directions, and just, when I go home, I just try to relax. But just, it's a little bit just time management, I think. And just, it's not the stress of having an impossible coworker, but it's just the stress of time and, being busy, which I like being busy. Don't get me wrong. I love it because it keeps me out of trouble, and I do stuff for my community. Oh, plus I'm also the president of the my local business association. So that, it's a lot of things that I have on my platter. But I love doing that. I love volunteering and do things in my community, and be involved in whatever activity the community has, or my HOA has, or my political committee has. So I'm good. I just, luckily now is, late October, and the boat is out of the water. So my weekends are actually free. And because we love to go and spend the weekends at the boat. And I realize now that I'm just rambling away, telling you, maybe something that you don't want to hear. But the base, the meat of this video is just about not losing our voices, and always, saying what is in your mind. Just don't be a people's pleaser, and because you become the doormat. So yeah, that's all I have to say right now. Hopefully, I'll have enough time to upload this video tomorrow. I usually do it on Tuesdays, but today it was just crazy. So I'm going to do it tomorrow. And so it'll come out on a Wednesday. But yeah, just, be strong and be true to yourself, to your thoughts, and to your needs and your wants. And don't lose your voice, because, sometimes that's all we have. We have our voice, and we have to find the strength within ourselves to say what needs to be said. And on that note, I want to thank you so much for sticking throughout this video. I know it's going to be just like, less than 15 minutes video, but I thank you so much for being a subscriber of my channel. Please comment and let me know, how you have perhaps had issues, like the ones I was talking about, and how you address them, how they affected you and how you address them, and if you have conquered that. So again, I really thank you for being here and listening to my rant. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Be good to yourself. And as always, Carpe Diem.